to make their way out onto the court are the referees and umpires for this semi-final. In the middle. And here is Danny Heister, the Borussia Düsseldorf coach, makes his way out first. Speaking before the semi-final of how difficult this could be. Omar Assar, one of the new arrivals since the departure of Stefan Fegel to fellow German side Ochsenhausen. And of course 21-year-old Anton Kallberg, a young Swede, star in the making if he isn't already one. Big following as well, and here is his fellow countryman and fellow Borussia Düsseldorf superstar Christian Carlsen. And last but not least, the man, the myth, the legend, that is Timo Boll, of course. Tatiana Kutergina, the head coach of UMMC, followed by Mr. Primolatz himself. And now here come the players. Andrej Gasina, the Croatian 32-year-old, probably the more experienced player in this young squad. Jonathan Grotz, a man from Denmark, just 25 years old, in the top 25 in the world at the moment, really is making a name for himself. Alexander Shabayev inside the top 100. Shabayev, very much an up-and-down player. When you get the best of him, he's up there with the best of them. And the local fans will be hoping he can bring that with him today. And now Bo Fang, this young man, really is making a name for himself, especially here in the Champions League. And now the German national anthem. And there we have it, the German national anthem. Soon to be followed by the Russian national anthem now. So there we have it, the national anthems in the bag. It's now time to get down to business between UMMC Verkhnaya Pishma against Borussia Düsseldorf in the Table Tennis Champions League semi-final first leg. Let's get this show on the road. So it will be interesting to see just what sort of UMMC team we're going to get here. Plenty of talent, plenty of fight, grit and determination in the side, but they are up against a very strong Borussia Düsseldorf when you look at that team. Timo Boll, of course, spearheading the side, Christian Karlsson and Anton Kallberg, the two Swedes with plenty of experience. Karlsson probably with a little bit more than his younger fellow Swede, but Kallberg is really building up the games, building up the experience, and is becoming a very, very vital part of this Borussia Düsseldorf side. A Düsseldorf side that once again are looking to try and take the German title domestically. Andre Gassiner, the experienced player amongst the rest in that UMMC side. Still very young, still learning, but this will be a fantastic lesson for them. Whether they come away winners or losers in this first leg, it's going to be a real test, but a great part of some of these youngsters, a real test, but a great part of some of these youngsters' development as well, no less than Fang Bo. And it will be a battle between two youngsters here, as he'll be taking on Anton Kallberg. But UMMC showed in the group stages already in Group B that they are serious title contenders, losing just the one match, winning all 5 of the rest and finishing top of Group B ahead of Walter Wels on 11 points to go through to the quarterfinals, where they went up against Post SV Mühlhausen. It was a tough quarterfinal to say the least, both legs ending 3-2, the first in favor of UMMC. They then managed to guarantee their place in the semi-finals in leg 2, even though they did lose by 2 games to 3. They went through on points in the end. Düsseldorf up against Bogoria in the quarterfinals after they finished atop of Group A in almost identical fashion. 5 wins, just the 1 loss. And then against Bogoria, they made rather quick work of them, 3-1 and 3-1 again in legs 1 and 2 to secure their place in this semi-final. Düsseldorf, 2 days or perhaps even 3, I'm not 100% sure, but they've got a big game against Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga to make sure they stay in second and in a title race as well. So a lot of table tennis to be played for Borussia Düsseldorf, perhaps something that UMMC can take advantage of. And they'll be hoping Fang Bo can get them off to the perfect start here with a win against young Anton Kallberg. Both players just getting warmed up here. Kallberg, formerly of Berlänge BTK in Sweden, then played for Söderhamn as well, TTC Ruhrstadt as well from 2014 to 15, as well as Hagen for a year before making the move to Borussia Düsseldorf, and it was a really good move career-wise. And the action about to get underway here in the Sports Palace in Verkhnaya Pishma. Kallberg to serve. That's a good start by Kallberg. Fang just slightly mishitting that one. Just catching the net there. Another good serve by Kallberg, but he can't back it up with the backhand down the line. Just pushing it a little too long in the end. Good serve by Fang this time. Too much action on it for Kallberg to handle. Finding the net there though as he tried to work the angle with the forehand. Just snatching at it slightly. Lovely forehand that time. Well, he went down the line with the backhand previously. Didn't quite work out for him, but absolutely nothing wrong with that one. Textbook technique from young Anton Kallberg there. Good return though. All square again. Very little to separate these two as they're both, well, getting warmed up really. Neither yet finding their rhythm. And a good rally goes the way of Fang. Did really well to keep the pressure on there. Just catching the nets. Oh, lovely backhand return there from Anton Kallberg, but Fang not impressed. Keeps the pressure on. Working that forehand side really well. Well, Fang certainly has found his rhythm now. Kallberg still looking. Trails up by 3 here in game 1 of match 1. I think Kallberg was hoping that one was going to be a little too deep from Fang. Just caught the back of the table. Oh, that's more like it. Finally, Kallberg comes up with a lovely forehand. Another good rally. I tell you what, Kallberg was not far away from finding the table there. Inches away. And as a result, Fang secures a 4-point cushion here. On track to take game 1 here. Well, he just hasn't really gone going, has he? It's not that Fang Bo has really been dominating proceedings here, it's just he's warmed up a little quicker. Well, catching the net to take it long in the end. As Kallberg closes the gap. Even if it's just by the 1 point so far. Now Kallberg catches the top of the net to take it long. So 5 game points here for Fang Bo. Well, and that's a wild one from Kallberg. So Fang Bo takes game 1. 11-5. It's the perfect start for him and for UMMC here. Still plenty of work to do, of course. Has to be said, Fang Bo coming out of the blocks, guns blazing, ready to go. And Kallberg paying the price as a result. Really has been impressive this season. Fang Bo, especially in the Champions League, really has been the driving force, or at least spearheading that driving force that has seen UMMC make their way through to this semi-final. Did of course make it through to the finals back in 2012. But since then, have been doing their best to try and get back to where they belong, or at least they believe they belong. Lovely stuff, beautifully set up point. Kallberg helping out a little, has to be said. Still struggling to get going here. Oh, lovely return off the serve. Was a courageous serve by Kallberg. Plenty of pace and power on it. Fang Bo able to match it with the backhand return. And then was always on the front foot. Well, just chopping at that one and pushing it long. Decent serve, an important point for the young Swede. Struggling to come to terms with things at the moment, though. Oh, fantastic return from Fang Bo there. Got nice and low and came up with a wonderful forehand. Look how low he got, able to get over the top of it beautifully, and Kallberg unable to come up with an answer. Oh, and then follows it up with another beautiful forehand, this time down the line. Kallberg at full stretch, unable to get there. And Carlsen, he's going to be, oh, he's going to have to be on top of his game if this first match continues to go the way it has so far. Well, it wasn't too far away from catching the back end of the table there. Kallberg trails by 4. That's more like it from Kallberg. Not the best of serves from Fang, needs to be said. It was there for the taking. And he's pushed that one long as well, so just a slight lapse in concentration here from Fang and an opportunity for Kallberg to try and get himself back into it. UMMC team now on their feet, realizing that perhaps Fang just needs another little bit of support, a little extra push. Has done so well so far. Oh, that's more like it. Complete miss hit there from Kallberg, and you can almost see that drop of the shoulders is a worrying sign, if you ask me. Does sometimes struggle with his confidence. When he's on form, he's almost unplayable, but almost his own worst enemy at times. Well, that backhand really has been working wonders for Fang so far. Well, the point goes to Kallberg, just catching the lip there. Well, didn't actually have to. Fang completely missing it. And then catches the nets as Kallberg tries to crawl his way back into this second game. He lost the first 11-5, convincing display of force from Fang in game one. Took that momentum with him into game two, and now has 4 game points in game two and a chance to go 2-0 up. Can't take it, first time asking, no. Just couldn't get enough lift on it. Could see him winding up, ready to pull the trigger, but the execution not quite where it needed to be. It wasn't too far away from it though. Still 2 game points to play with, up against the Kallberg serve now. And well, with a little bit of help from the young Swede, and a poor serve, Fang goes 2-0 up, taking game two 11-8. Kallberg putting up a little bit more of a fight than he did in the first, but still just not enough. And Fang is in cruise control here and en route to giving UMMC their first point. 1 game away from giving Naya Pishma a 1-0 lead against the defending champions. taking nothing away from Fang and his performance here, which has been nothing short of fantastic. However, you do feel he's had a little bit of help from young Anton Kallberg, who just hasn't quite been in the races. His demeanor telling you the whole story. Can he turn things around? Or is Fang on the verge of getting off to the perfect starts? Well, a little bit of lady luck helping as well. Perhaps fortune shining on UMMC today. Well, I tell you what, that was wide open for the taking there for Kallberg, and really was a bad miss, nowhere near the table in the end. Great return from Bone now on the front foot. On the attack, and comes away with the point, 3-0 up. So timeout called there from the Dusseldorf corner, just try and break up the momentum that has been building and building. Doesn't look like stopping for Fang. Well, the timeout not having the desired effect. Beaming with confidence, the young man from China. And everything just working for him now. I'm sure he didn't mean for it to go quite as deep as it did, but the result was that it caught Kallberg slightly off guard. He was leaning back when he had to take on the forehand and then couldn't find the table. Well, just not happening for Kallberg, and I think Dusseldorf will be looking forward to the next couple of matches where they can get Carlsen and Ball in action. Might yet see Kallberg return in match 4 or 5. Depending on how this first leg unfolds, but he's going to have to find a way to pick up his game. He's 7-0 down here in game 3. And another opening there for Fang. The return from Kallberg, just too much lift on it, too much bounce, set up nicely. And Fang more than happy to oblige. And even when the chance opens up for Kallberg in the other direction, struggling to come up with the goods here. Well, finally Kallberg does get off the mark. Nothing spectacular. For those of you who might have missed it, just in behind the slow motion replay there. And again, the unforced error from Fang allows Kallberg to take his tally to 2. He's still got a mountain to climb here, though. And that backhand and miss hit pretty much summing things up for the young Swede. And you do feel for him. He really is a fantastic young player. Big things still to come for him. And the fact that he's kicking things off here for the defending champion speaks volumes as to just how good of a young player he is, but wasn't meant to be here in Resnaya Pishma as Fang takes game 3 convincingly 11-2, having taken games 1 and 2, 11-5 and 11-8. So UMMC off to the perfect start here. Thanks to, well, a very, very impressive display from Fang Bo, excuse me. So, Resnaya Pishma, 1-0 up here. Probably a little quicker than they thought they might be. I think it's fair to say Fang Bo is, well, a man who is growing in confidence, growing in skill, and also growing in success. Another win for him. It's another victory in the Champions League, leading by example. Let's see if the rest of his exciting young team can follow suit and really give the defending champions a run for their money here in the Sports Palace in Russia. Well, it has to be said, Anton Kallberg was nowhere near his best, and Fang Bo, although played very well, didn't really have to be at his best as a result. But it was a solid, confident and very mature performance from the Chinese, or from the man from China, should I say. Very impressive display. One he will